Cthulhu. Where do I even begin with this guy? How about we start with his enormous size, insane crowd control abilities, or the fact that he's sitting there all alone at the top of his very own pantheon. This great old one's deity is truly a force to be reckoned with, no matter who or how many people he's fighting at the time. He's slippery, has great self-peel, amazing damage, and one of the best ultimates Smite has seen, period. Now, here's the problem. It seems that for the majority of the player base, his madness effect has been a little too strong in the sense that most people have no clue how to Cthulhu. Now say that 10 times fast. Have no fear, Explosion is here, and today we'll be going over all things Cthulhu, so you'll be the ones driving the enemy team crazy. Think of this as two unlikely friends going on an adventure together, and here's the roadmap. We're going over Cthulhu as a whole, and the roles that he can play within Smite, his abilities, as well as the order in which they should be leveled, his bread and butter combos showcased in real-time combat scenarios, and finally finish with his many quirks and features to give you the ultimate edge on the battleground. Without further ado, Cthulhu, the Great Dreamer. Is the mighty Cthulhu? Well, in Smite, Cthulhu is a guardian, meaning he gets a ton of base health and protections per level, making him one beefy boy at level 20. And beefier than most, you could say. He has many different ways to initiate fights both safely or aggressively, and is never put out of position for either approach. Nowadays, in this ever-evolving meta, you can find him in the solo lane as a lane bully turned late-game bruiser, or if you have the skills, which you totally will after reaching the end of this video, you can lock him in the support role and do well there. It's safe to say that when Cthulhu is on the map, his threat level is always towards the top of the enemy team's mind, and especially so because he is so hard to track down. Sieging? Breeze. Tanking? Breeze. Getting pentakills for pressing the 4 button? Results may vary, but breeze. Alright, personal difficulty rating for Cthulhu is difficult as most players tend to avoid him and don't know how to utilize his full potential. But once mastered, he's certainly on the insane level, to tell you the truth. And you all do want to know the truth, let me remind you. Now let's descend into madness with his abilities and leveling order. Cthulhu's passive, Prey on Fear, applies a stack of torment for every ability damage hit against enemy gods, as well as the final hit of his attack chain. Stacks last for 5 seconds and stack up to 4 times. Upon reaching max stacks, enemy gods will be afflicted with insanity for 20 whole seconds. Gods afflicted with insanity have their vision disrupted with false sounds and delusions of grandeur for the duration. Additionally, Cthulhu gains 25 magical power per enemy with insanity within his area. His first ability, Sanity Break, sends out a short-range cone dealing damage and slowing enemies' attack speed by up to 30%. If an enemy god is hit with insanity, they become feared for 1.5 seconds and run in the opposite direction they were facing. Depending on how many times insanity was consumed, Cthulhu gains 20 to 30% damage mitigation for 6 seconds by afflicted enemy gods. Fearing enemy gods cleanses them of their insanity instantly and can be immediately have stacks of torment reapplied. Cthulhu's second ability, the Mire, summons a growing slowing field at the targeted ground location. As the circle grows, 2 blasts will fall from the sky, damaging all enemies within. The first blast slows enemies by 35%, while the second blast roots them for a whole second. Each blast applies a stack of torment to enemy gods, so that's important to note. You may cancel this ability at any time to stop channeling and the Mire will stop growing. Rushing Terror, Cthulhu's third ability, has him summon 2 projectiles by his sides as he dashes forward with his giant wings. Enemies hit by Cthulhu take damage and are pushed to the side, while gods hit by the projectiles are stunned for a half second as well. This ability can apply up to 2 stacks of torment if both the dash and projectile connect successfully. Now here's what makes Cthulhu the insane god that he is. His ultimate, Descend into Madness, has him reveal his true form. Upon casting, Cthulhu grows 10 times his regular size, immediately doing massive damage in the area around him to enemy gods. He then gains 25% of his total maximum health. Yeah, you heard me right, 25%. For the next 14 seconds, he has 3 new abilities, each doing incredible new things. His first new ability is a long basic attack, Cleave, which deals damage to all those within its path. Additionally, every hit shreds 4% of their protections and stacks up 5 times. The debuff duration is 5 seconds. His second ability launches a psychic nuclear warhead down to the ground below, damaging and knocking up his foes. His final new ability is where things get hectic. For the next second, Cthulhu begins channeling his very life force to the area around him. This ability damages Cthulhu by 4% of his maximum health, but cannot kill him if he's below 20% of his maximum health. All enemy gods within the blast take damage instantly, while allied gods heal for 9% of their maximum health and gave 20% movement speed for 3 seconds. Additionally, allied gods gain 40 power for the duration. Another thing to note is that while Cthulhu is in his ultimate, all nearby enemy gods will gain 1 stack of torment per second, and that value is doubled if they're looking at him. Man, holy smokes, is that an ultimate? Am I right, guys? Gosh, I need a breather after that one. Still here? Alrighty, I'm good now, so it's time to talk leveling order. At level 1, you should pick up as 1, as there's really no other ability to contest that. It does great, consistent damage to enemy gods and minions alike, and you can immediately start building stacks with consuming insanity. For level 2, it's honestly a toss-up between his 2 or his 3, however, I'd say 9 times out of 10, you're gonna wanna go ahead and grab his 3. It's solid damage and gives you great mobility, which can be used for a wide range of things. It can help you initiate early game boxing, or escape a level 2 gank from the enemy jungler. Now it's time for level 3, and without a doubt, you need to pick up his 2. This ability makes you one of the biggest lane bullies in Smite by being able to clear the wave from a distance and choke out the enemy simultaneously. It's also fantastic by keeping the enemy just out of reach when fighting close quarters. For level 4, throw another point into his 1. I know it can be tempting to level his 2 next, but the cooldown and damage scaling of his 1 make it way more favorable in the long run. It's up 6 seconds sooner than his 2 and does nearly the same damage instantly. Finally, for level 5, pick up his ultimate. At this point, if the enemy is under half health, you should be able to just nuke him instantly, as very few can escape a Cthulhu level 5. If you can, try and bait out the enemy's movement ability to make it even more of a guaranteed kill. Cthulhu has arguably the strongest level 5 presence of any god in Smite, period. Use it to your advantage for sure. After that, I would strongly suggest you continue maxing as 1 for the reasons stated before. Follow that with your 2, as more damage and lower scaling cooldown as you level is a must on this god. And once that's finished, there's nowhere to go but his 3. And don't get me wrong, his 3 is a fantastic ability that perfectly synergizes with his kit. It just doesn't do the damage or is as safe as the other abilities he has. Just like every other god in Smite, you're going to want to always put a point into your ultimate whenever you get the chance. With every tick into Cthulhu's ult, you're going to feel that much more of a freaking behemoth, pulverizing all who stand in your way. So now we know Cthulhu's abilities, what they do, and how you should level them. I think it's time we pay our old friend Odinbot a visit and see his bread and butter combos. Now, while Cthulhu has one main combo, I guess you could say, I think it's important we first get down the fundamentals of how you're going to be playing him. When enemies are at a distance, always try and zone them with your 2 constantly in a way where both of your blasts will make contact with them. Getting the final hit with your basic attack chain is crucial for Cthulhu players, as it'll make you nearly unkillable come late game, so always try and sneak them in whenever possible. Boxing enemies early on using your 1 is a great way to repeatedly stack those last hits, as most enemies won't fear your immediate damage and aren't keen on you stacking your passive. Alrighty now, let's talk his bread and butter, boys and girls. You're going to want to start off the engagement with your 3 dashing straight into them. As soon as you pass through them, sneak a basic in and pop your 1. While they're taken back by your ferocity, it's time to either trap them with your 2 by placing it to where they are running, or if they're fighting back, place it on top of yourself while juking left and right, dodging autos and abilities. Slowly but surely, gain some more distance and rinse and repeat until they're low enough HP, I'd say around 30% health for your ultimate. Cthulhu is all about the burst damage and mitigating blows while being as in their face but slippery as hell all at the same time. Now another take on his combo is to drop the 2 on them from a distance, and once the second blast roots them, dash right on in. After dashing, sneak an auto in and smack them with your 1. But yeah, these are the big guys B&B combos, and if done correctly, you'll be whittling down even the tankiest of enemies, while squishies just don't stand a chance. If you're sieging an objective, or a huge team fight is breaking out, it wouldn't be a bad idea to pop your ultimate early and spam your 3, as it tremendously buffs your whole team and scares the living shit out of your enemies. Cthulhu is a bunch of fun, and with the proper amount of practice and time, I know you'll all be doing amazing with him. I know he can be intimidating to play at first it seems, but stick with it and try this out in jungle practice. I believe in you. Now while you're all busy booting up jungle practice, I'm going to leap over into the battleground and show you all Cthulhu in action with the combos and playstyles we just went over. Alrighty guys, time for some real-time combat scenarios, and please forgive the audio as this is narrated real-time and no script. Anyways, this was a ranked joust game. I was playing with my good friends Sam and Jordan. We were stomping them pretty hard here, but that's no thanks to Cthulhu and his total might and power. So we're going to see that this Charon here is out of position. We're going to try to close in on him, but Kukulkan was around the corner, so immediately, as we said, guys, we're going to tap him with that 1, dash right through him. We want to get as much stacks of Torment on him as possible. And now I see Cupid is the main target here by my team, so I'm going to do my best to step ahead from the team far enough so that if Cupid dashes into the Phoenix line, we can zone him with our 2, as this Charon's about to do after he ults. Boom, stopped him with the root. And at this point, Kukulkan, he already has Insanity. He can't really see quite clearly. He's not really a threat to my team. However, I did want to just be careful and shell my team just in case. And now I know that at this point, if we win, and if we kill the Charon, we win. So Charon got low. Using my heal to just lock this guy down, and that is going to be GG's for this round, guys. Look at this, just continuously heal him. I think maybe, I didn't get one more heal off, but yeah, the Titan was ours, and it was, yeah, spoiler alert, we killed the Titan. On to the next. Alrighty guys, time for scenario number 2, and because last game's ranked joust worked out so well, we thought that the 3 of us would run it back into another. Little did we know that we were about to get matched against the GM 3-stack, Pitbull and his boys, very formidable foes. Not sure if you guys have played them before, but they are very, very good at the game. I see them grouping up here in the off lane. I'm going to dash in, try to fence them off with my 2. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it. Vulcan ults me. Oh my goodness. Gonna keep trying to fence them off, funnel them into the Titan, Thor wall, tries to fence me off. I see my moment now, going with the Fire Blink, immediately pop my ult. Vulcan is history, guys, just like that. Now we're gonna see the counter push. I'm instructing Sam to go kill the Titan, but Thor comes in. I try to get my healing off, it's just enough. My friend Jordan is full health, and at this point, I was about to get melted by the Titan. Luckily, I remembered that I had Pridwin, and guys, if you cancel that ult, you see that? I got a nice 300 health shield, and there was literally nothing the enemy team could do. Even if I died, we had a full health Bacchus. They're not taking him out, and really no other Guardian other than Cthulhu could have been more perfect for that role. And for the third and final scenario that we have for you today, guys, I wanted to jump into a slash match because why not? We've been in the sweaty lobbies, let's mix it up. So I see my Osiris was just going in on this Mama Brigitte, and believe me when I tell you guys, she's been a thorn in my side the entire game. Kukulkan sees she's in trouble, wants to help her out, but unfortunately now he's caught in the midst of it, and I'm signaling my guys to say, hey, you know what? I got you. I'm going to hit you with the heal, hit you with the movement speed, I'll tank tower, whatever it takes. I want this Kukulkan dead. Let's finish the job here. So by doing that, that gives the players the confidence to go with you, you know, and it's not support mentality, it's Cthulhu mentality, always thinking about the bigger picture, you know. One kill's nice, but can we get the double kill? Can we get the triple kill? You know, these are the things that are going to end the game, guys, and it's really going to take your Cthulhu gameplay to the next level. If you practice these combos, you practice these tips, you guys, you're going to have it all day. Cthulhu's basic attack chain ends with a damaging cone in front of him. This is great for clearing minions and jungle buffs alike, and a good thing to keep in mind when mastering his clear. His second ability can be cancelled right after the second blast begins falling from the sky. The mire will continue to grow to its max size despite stopping the channel, and you'll gain a quarter of a second to cast other abilities and maneuver better. I know it sounds crazy, but in Smite, this stuff really matters, you'll come to find. When casting Cthulhu's ultimate, it's good to get a rhythm going down between his abilities. Start with a quick cleave from his 1 and immediately start throwing his 2 down on your foes. While they're knocked up, cast your 3 for good damage, and then rinse and repeat. Always sneaking in cleaves when you can. The damage will really start to add up and will take most players by surprise. Saving Cthulhu's first ability for enemy gods with channeling or movement abilities is a great way to cancel them out with a quick fear. Remember, if they have max stacks of Torment or Insanity, you'll fear them for 1.5 seconds. A great outplaying technique to have in your arsenal. Same with your third ability, as it's a stun and will do the same effect as your 1. And always remember, 2 disruptive abilities are better than 1. Practicing these tips and knowing these tricks is a surefire way to propel you up through the ranks in all game modes with our tentacly friend. You're gonna notice right away a huge difference in your gameplay, and let's be honest, have a blast playing a god only few of your friends can. All this talk about pain and torment, confusion and insanity, it's leading me to madness! Not really, actually. I quite enjoy this god, and he'll never not be meta in the right hands. Whew. So what do you guys think? Is he really out there? Does he live among us? I guess we'll never know, as that is all the time we have today for this God Guide. Please feel free to share this video with all of your octopus activist friends, and maybe they too can become a professional like you. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and likewise, if you hated it, give it a thumbs down. If I missed any tips about Cthulhu that you think should be in this video, don't be shy. Leave a comment down below as I read and respond to all of them. I'd love to hear what you have to say. This is, and has always been, Explosion789, and I will see you all on the battleground. Thanks, guys. Hey, oh. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You are awesome. What's that? Not a member of the Boom Squad yet? Well, you're going to want to click right here so you don't miss a thing. Hungry for some more content? You're going to want to click right here and right here. I'll see you guys in the next one.